Dogs, your favorite podcast about movies, television, and truth and lies and monsters and the such. My name is Brad, and special thanks to Isaac and Sterling of Moonglow for our great theme song.
Thank you for that.
Actually, all of Moonglow. We have too many theme songs by those guys. I'm getting them confused.
Yeah, because they also did
This
Zombie
is
Dogs.
This is all of Moonglow. Check out Zombie Dogs if you like Resident Evil.
I'm Tyler. I'm here. I do not have an eyebrow scar. That's how you know I'm not crazy.
You're not latest.
I'm not crazy.
Yes, Well, before we jump in, you seen anything good lately?
Actually, I did just watch a movie. What did I just watch? It's in my letterbox.
Frankenstein?
No, I'm watching that either tonight or Wednesday.
It is very good, and I don't know how I feel about the ending.
We said that I saw Begonia last time, right? Yeah. Don't think there's anything in my diary. I rewatched It.
Which one?
The 2018.
Which one?
The first one.
Okay.
With the kids.
Chapter 1.
That one was pretty good. And then I rewatched Ready or Not.
Ready or Not is a banger.
It is. It is a wonderful dark comedy.
Yes, that works the whole way through. It should not be as fun as it is.
Now, they keep saying they're going to make a sequel to it, too, and I don't know how you do that.
Well, you call it Here I Come.
Oh, that's step one.
Yep.
And then she's going after the rest of the factory, the rest of the corporation.
Yes. Well, there's actually another film in that franchise, too. There is the one about the little girl, Abigail, which it's barely in the same universe, but it is confirmed through a couple things where she is like a little girl ballerina there might be something going on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's loosely in the same universe. I believe I'm getting those movies right. I watched Frankenstein.
Is it like 3 hours long?
It's fast.
It's fast.
It's fast, but it's like two and a half, I want to say. Watch Mission Impossible 8 or 9, whatever the last one was.
At a certain point, they're just blockbuster.
It's just Mission Impossible.
It's just action.
Yeah. Very fun.
Yeah.
Very fun. The first hour is very bad. But
For Frankenstein or Mission Impossible?
Mission Impossible.
Okay.
Yes, but once Tom Cruise starts scuba diving, you're in for it.
Every single one of those movies now is just an excuse for him to go do some extreme sports hobby that he wants to do. Like, he wakes up one day, he's like, I want to drive a dirt bike off of a mountain. And they're like, Mission Impossible 9. There you go.
I'm in, though.
No, I watch it.
I don't know about the guy personally, but he's a staunch defender of cinema, which I do appreciate that.
Yeah. Apparently, he still buys Dakota Fanning a pair of really nice shoes on her birthday.
Because they did War of the Worlds in like 2005.
And because he told his assistant at the Scientology Center to get her something nice for her like 9th birthday, and they marked it in his calendar and they just never erased it. So I doubt he even knows what her birthday is. It's just every year that same assistant is like, gotta get Dakota Fanning a new pair of Vans. Well, back then it was probably Etnies.
That's a lot less personal and thoughtful then. If he just has a Scientology calendar doing it.
I bet you that's what it is.
We are today discussing another staunch lover of cinema.
Give you a briefing about the institution?
All I know is it's a mental hospital.
For the criminally insane.
Gentlemen, welcome to Shutter Island. You are hereby required to surrender your firearms.
We are duly appointed federal marshals.
But during your stay, you will obey protocol. Is that understood? We take only the most dangerous, damaged patients, ones no other hospital can manage.
These are all violent offenders, right? They've hurt people, murdered them in some cases.
In almost all cases, yes. We try to provide them with a measure of calm.
Personally, Doctor, I'd have to say screw their sense of calm. So this prisoner escapes in the last 24 hours.
We don't know how she got out of her room. It's as if she evaporated straight through the walls.
We haven't heard the truth once yet.
But no one will talk. It's like they're scared of something.
It's all down, all the lines, even radio.
Whatever the hell's going on here, it's bad. We need to ask you some questions, okay?
Do you know what fear does to the mind? Corrodes it, rusts it.
This is a game. You're a rat in a maze. Who did this to you?
Going somewhere?
I've built something valuable here. I'm not going to give up without a fight.
What if while you were looking into them, they were looking into you? Now they have us both here now.
Let me see your face.
Let me see your damn face now! Double, double!
Wouldn't you agree? When you see a monster, you must stop it.
Now, I actually looked it up before because I've always said Martin Scorsese.
Yes.
And a lot of people say Martin Scorsese. And I watched an interview with him, and he says Martin Scorsese. Sessy.
I think I say all three interchangeably.
I often just will say Scorsese, but I like to whatever they say, because the people I saw in the comments like, yeah, but if it was real Italian, they'd say something else. I'm like, however the man says his name is what I go with.
Yeah.
If you say your name is no longer Tyler and you say I am now Garthox, I'm like, I respect you.
Nice to meet you, Garthox.
Yes, that's cool, Garthox. Whatever. But so Martin Scorsese. See, I just want a different one.
It's Scorsese, right?
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Maybe the greatest living director. Definitely one of like the most prestigious old directors still working.
Yes, I would say my favorite living director.
And
by a long mile.
He seems like the old guard. He's still delivering. Whereas you have other filmmakers like Spielberg, mostly a lot of missing lately, a couple of hits still.
No.
But Spielberg, he's another one from back then. George Lucas, he doesn't make movies.
No.
Coppola, I'd love to talk about his Megalopolis at some point. If you haven't seen it, it is the weirdest movie.
I really want to see it. I just haven't gotten around to it yet.
It might be fun to talk about, but he's a legend. He is cinema. And that's why I thought it would be fun to put a vote out for a Scorsese movie. I forget all of them that were in there. I really wanted Bringing Out the Dead featuring Nicolas Cage.
Oh my God, I fucking love that movie.
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
And Scorsese made a Nicolas Cage film.
You know how we were talking about some of the best movies are hotel movies? Mm-hmm. The first time I ever saw that was in a hotel, and I was in like Tennessee or Atlanta. I was on my way back to college in Florida from visiting my mom.
Yeah.
And I stopped at a hotel, and that movie came on, and it was an absolute riot.
It's Scorsese. He is a filmmaker that my favorite films of his are, Taxi Driver, Casino, Goodfellas, Wolf of Wall Street, The Aviator, so many good films. Silence. I wanted Silence to put this. We let the Discord put in votes, though, and it was Taxi Driver, Shutter Island, Bringing Out the Dead, and The Irishman. Let's talk about Scorsese before we get into Shutter Island. He's born 1942, November 17th, so soon to be his birthday, in Queens. Father was a clothes presser and an actor. Mother was a seamstress and an actress, so they were acting at the household. All four of his grandparents were Italian immigrants from Sicily. They had great food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Raised in a Catholic environment, very Catholic. As a boy, he had asthma. He could not play sports or take part in activities, so he watched movies. Initially desired to become a priest. He even attended a preparatory seminary, but failed after the first year. Thank you, God.
Yeah. God was just like, I can't keep this one.
I need Goodfellas. No, get out of here.
The world needs you.
Yeah. I think it's very interesting that he tried to become a priest and failed.
Yeah. I read that somewhere, and I think maybe it was my grandpa or one of my grandpa's friends was like, that's the most Italian thing I've ever had. I'm like, I don't understand how that's Italian, but you said it in an Italian accent, so I believe you.
Forget about it. Studied cinema, New York University's Washington Square College, 1967. Feature film debut. 1967. This guy's been working for a while.
My parents weren't even alive yet.
No, mine neither. Let me think. That's 40. That's 60 years ago, almost.
Yeah.
That's a long time. In the 60s were a hotbed for cinema. At the age of 25, his first feature film, Who's That Knocking at My Door, with fellow students Harvey Keitel and Thelma Schoonmaker. Scorsese became friends with the influential movie brats of the 70s, Brian De Palma, Francis Ford Coppola, George Lucas, Steven Spielberg. They must have just looked at each other and been like, we're the guys. We did it. They love us. Which is pretty awesome. Scorsese met Roger Corman after coming to Hollywood, and Corman taught Scorsese that entertaining films could be shot with very little money or time. And Mean Streets was a breakthrough for Scorsese, Keitel, and Robert De Niro. He has directed 26 feature films and 17 documentaries. My man's busy.
That guy stays working.
You've heard him talk.
Yeah.
He talks so fast. And his brain is just moving.
It's all the coke.
No, I don't think so.
I think he did enough coke in his life to where it just like he
permacoked.
He permacoked.
I think he definitely did partake because, I mean, he directed The Last Waltz from the band.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was hanging out.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I think I watched a documentary on the documentary.
Oh, nice.
And when I was in film school, there was a big long piece I watched. There was also another really cool one about Dennis Hopper that had some Scorsese overlay.
Yeah. He's done a lot of great work, but he talks very fast and he thinks very fast. And he makes movies. I think he's the kind of guy that the moment he stops making movies, he'll just die. Like the day he's like, I'll take a break, he just dies that day.
Yeah.
I can't imagine him stopping. Minor notes, he's been married 5 times. My dude.
If at first you don't succeed, try again.
He was an opponent of the Iraq War and has declared himself a lapsed Catholic. He says, I am Roman Catholic. There's no way out of it, but kind of lapsed. But he's like, I can't help it. I am. Shutter Island might be one of my least favorite Scorsese films. I love it. It's still really good.
See, I can agree with where you're coming from. I, however, really enjoy the movie.
It's still great.
But compared to the rest of his catalog, it's not the first one that I would pick to watch. But it is still fantastic.
Yes. It is still Scorsese, but it's still very much just like kind of a pulpy, fun, anyone go to the movie and just see a mystery. It's very film noir, whereas a lot of Scorsese shines with like long, drawn out, epic tales of family and violence.
I do like his character arcs over time. I mean, for instance, like Goodfellas is a perfect example. You know, starting with the kid growing up just down the corner from all the Goodfellas, seeing the life, getting introduced into it, and then the way he tells a story where it'll just go off the rails at a certain point. I mean,
yeah,
you're just along for the ride. You don't really realize when we've gotten too far gone. Whereas this movie is not. This movie takes place in 48 hours.
If anything, it just feels like so much less like a lot of other Scorsese films, and there's definitely a lot of his flair here. But I don't know. To me, it's just like doesn't feel as big, special, and unique as a lot of his other films. All that being said, I do love this movie. It is fantastic. The novel was released April 15th, 2003 by Dennis Lehane, an American author and screenwriter born in Boston. Lehane has said he sought to write a novel that would be an homage to Gothic settings, B-movies, and pulp. He described the novel as a hybrid of the works of the Bronte sisters in the 1956 film Invasion of the Body Snatchers. His intent was to write the main characters in a position where they would lack 20th century resources such as radio communications. So rights to the book were first optioned in 2003, but they were not acted upon, so rights returned to Lehane, who sold it to Phoenix Pictures. Phoenix hired Leda Colagridi, and together they developed the film for a year. Scorsese and DiCaprio were both attached to the project. Originally, they wanted to make Wolf of Wall Street after The Departed in like 2008. But this came first. Production began on March 6, 2008, only about 6 weeks after Michelle Williams' former partner Heath Ledger passed away.
Oh.
For her to be playing
I didn't realize that.
A passed away spouse must have been very difficult for her. Mainly filmed in Massachusetts, with Taunton being the location for the WW2 flashback scenes. Filming lasted 4 months in 2008. Just the best crew you could ever hope for. You couldn't get a better crew. Directed by Scorsese, We mentioned the novel writer Dennis Lahan. Screenplay by Leda Kologridis. They wrote Alexander, Terminator Genesis, Alita Battle Angel, Ambulance. Those are not great. Some of them are fine.
Alita Battle Angel is kind of the tits. That movie kind of fucks.
Tattoo Josh said that.
I honestly really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, I've heard good things.
I was incredibly high when I watched it, and maybe that affected my ability to like judge it on a non-bias.
Yeah,
but I really enjoyed it.
It's like my buddy who took mushrooms, and he said Speed Racer is the best film you'll ever watch, and I'm like, I still don't see it, but maybe if I took the shrooms, I would get there. The cinematography, Robert Richardson. Here's some of Robert Richardson's work.
All right, this man is like gotta be the best.
Just Platoon, Wall Street, Born on the 4th of July, Natural Born Killers, Casino, Bringing Out the Dead featuring Nicolas Cage, Kill Bill 1 and 2, The Aviator, Inglourious Bastards, Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. So he's Tarantino's like preferred dude, one of Scorsese's preferred dudes. Pedigree.
It's weird too because when you watch one of his Scorsese films and you watch one of his Tarantino films, like Tarantino has the really harsh like over the headlight a lot of times that comes down.
Yeah.
And Scorsese will do it too, but it's not nearly as harsh.
And it really depends on, I've seen a lot of Scorsese, and he's going for something specific with every film.
Yeah.
Like this one's very dark, very noir, and they even lean into bad special effects on purpose to create like an altered effect. There's some very obvious like rear projection where shadows don't line up. And if the first time you watch it, you're like, that's questionable. The second time you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That you think there's like bad sound design, you're like, oh, I get it.
This movie is, I think, much better on a second rewatch, exactly for those reasons.
I don't think I prefer the first watch.
See,
they're both really good, but the first one, the mystery's fun when you're in it.
See, and I don't want to sound like a pompous dickhead, but I kind of called it very early on in my first watch.
You're not wrong. Like, you kind of know that he might be the guy, but there's still a degree of doubt. And there's some scenes where you're like,
I will concede that it is.
There might be something else as well.
Is he crazy or are they making him crazy sort of thing?
Or both. Editor Thelma Schoonmaker, I might be saying her name wrong. She's a fucking legend. So she's been with Scorsese since his first film. She did The Kids Are All Right, Raging Bull, King of Comedy, Goodfellas, Casino, Bringing Out the Dead, featuring Nicolas Cage, Gangs of New York, The Aviator, Departed, Hugo, Wolf of Wall Street, Silence, The Irishman, and Killers of the Flower Moon. She's been his editor since his first film for most of his movies.
That's awesome. Tarantino does the same thing too, but I believe his editor passed.
Sally did pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he would always say, hello, Sally, and all the outtakes he'd wave at the camera.
Yeah.
Music supervisor, Robbie Robertson of the band.
Of the band?
The band.
Like Bob Dylan, the band?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yep, because those guys are homies ever since they made The Last Waltz back in the day. The film does not have an original score. Instead, Robbie Robertson created an ensemble of previously recorded material, classical music to use in the film. Great crew. The cinematography is stunning. The set design, everything is just beautifully lit. The score is powerful. Like that opening shot of them coming to the island, that boom, 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 boom. And I'm just like,
it's very The Shining almost. To kind of get the same vibes.
And you're on the way and you're like, the fuck are we getting into here? It has such an epic, large scale, some of that sound. And the scenes where he's having like those horrible flashbacks. So great. My favorite shots of the film are the World War II stuff.
Yeah.
Intense stuff. With cast, we got Leonardo DiCaprio as Edward Teddy Daniels / Andrew Laeddis. I guess we've already spoiled it. You get it. Mark Ruffalo as Chuck, otherwise known as Dr. Lester Sheehan. Ben Kingsley as Dr. John Cawley, senior psychiatrist at Shutter Island. Max von Sydow as Dr. Nehring, a colleague of Colley's. You know him from Ingmar Bergman films. He was in The Seventh Seal. And if you haven't seen it, your film friends will call you a twerp, a ding-dong. Michelle Williams as Dolores Chanel. I hate Michelle Williams. I'm not a fan of hers.
Wow.
It's just a thing.
Just not your cup of tea.
Just not my cup of tea. I've never liked her. She does good in this film, but generally her face makes me upset.
Really?
I just want to, I don't know.
You have no control over it.
I can't help it.
Yeah. Sometimes it just is like that sometimes. There's a few actors or actresses. I'm hard pressed to think of one off the top of my head that I just genuinely just cannot stand.
Jared Leto.
Well, that's
but
for
he's
valid
deserved
reason.
it. He's deserved
It's because he's a piece of shit.
Michelle Williams, she's great in this.
She was in that movie with Michael Fassbender where he plays like a sex addict, right? Shame.
I didn't see that one. I don't know. She was in Venom, and I found her abhorrent in Venom. But maybe that's just because it was Venom.
Yeah, Venom's just supposed to be like fun. It's not supposed to be like...
And it is sometimes. We got Emily Mortimer and Patricia Clarkson as the two different Rachel Solandos. Ted Levine as the warden, otherwise known as Buffalo Bill.
Yeah.
I do like that he does have some despicable characters that you would know from something else as potentially in on the conspiracy. So, Leo looks at him sideways. I'm like, he looks like Buffalo Bill.
See, for me, he's the dad in the Hills Have Eyes remake because that movie traumatized the fuck out of me when I saw it.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's a rare. I think the remake's better than the original.
Yeah, that's a tough watch.
Jackie Earle Haley is George Noyce. You know him as Rorschach, and just that guy who looks like that. John Carroll Lynch is Deputy Warden McPherson. He played the Zodiac Killer, also the husband from Fargo.
That's where I know him from. Zodiac.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God, he's so good.
He's great. And the dad from Fargo, I find him so funny.
Dude, it's his cadence and his tone of voice is like almost Midwestern. And it's just like, I want to listen to him like narrate an audiobook.
Yeah.
Like I could listen to him talk all day. He's just got such a pleasant way of speaking.
Yep. He's a character actor. He's great.
I don't know what it is about. Like he just sounds like a normal guy, but it's like the most normal of normal guys. But like maybe it's not normal all the way. It's like a tinge creepy.
Yeah. And he's just got a look.
He does, yeah. I really like him in this because he does throw a little bit of like a Boston in there, like when he's talking about the Gads.
Yeah.
Like it's very subtle. He's just a very good
We're
actor.
all on edge around here, Marshall.
Yep. It's almost like that transatlantic accent that a lot of them are rocking in this one, which also on a rewatch, I was thinking about that. So transatlantic accent comes from like radio shows and like right when we started getting sound in movies. It wasn't really the way that people talked. It was more of like a stage talk, a way of speaking on the stage.
Okay.
It wasn't like everybody talked that way all the time. It was really only meant for like performances because it was supposed to be like an easier way of like getting
something that
the dialogue out
loudly enunciated and probably
and understood around the country.
Okay.
So that transatlantic thing was kind of married with performing, especially back, pre the 50s.
Yeah.
So, we still even kind of do it today. Like some people will get on the microphone and just belt it out because it's almost like a joke now. But if all of these guards and all of these people are like in on the joke, a lot of them would throw in that little bit of that transatlantic accent.
Well,
because it is a performance for them.
We'll talk about the performances. I don't think these people are enlightened enough other than I'm a guard and they're like, we're letting a criminal out, the most dangerous criminal on the island, and we're letting him walk around where he wants, and I have to pretend he's my superior, essentially.
But this could be my big break.
Yeah. It's interesting where they draw the line. And then Elias Koteas as Latus, you only see him in like that one scene, otherwise known as Casey Jones from the first Turtles film. Big fan of Elias Koteas. He's also great in Zodiac. He's in there as well. Yeah, great cast. We can dive into the plot here. The movie is called Shutter Island. The title is an anagram. Do you know what it's an anagram for?
Ted Hunts Liars.
Oh, that's one of them. Also, truth and lies, or truths denials.
Yeah, the whole anagram thing, as we'll come to find out, especially towards the end of this movie, plays a big deal. Anytime anagrams are introduced to me in a story, Just fuck you.
It's
hate
very
that.
literary.
It's very dumb. I think it's stupid that a crazy person would be like, all right, what's my name? And then rearrange the letters to make another name.
And then I put some hoops up. I'm like, all right, jump through these hoops, make it work, Brad.
Yes.
And so I was like, how could no crazy person just takes their letters and writes new names? I doubt.
What is this, Tom Riddle and fucking Voldemort? Like,
I thought maybe Dr. Sheehan or Dr. Cawley had maybe like helped suggest a reality for him to latch onto, something to like take him somewhere, and maybe they did it.
I could see
that's the best I got.
If they're doing like this whole very gentle science of letting him try to discover his own world in his own time by letting him live out the fantasy, I could see maybe them making the anagrams of the names, because then when they show him, like, you are this person, this came from you.
It would have to be that, because then they could use that as a point of illustration to him, like, maybe.
When
anagrams are very stupid.
I think they're dumb.
Yes.
It is largely known that I cannot read nor write very well. Well, I can write pretty well.
You can write.
Reading is tough.
It's an adventure.
Hey, we get there in
Grab
the
a
end.
book, take a look. 1954, U.S. Marshal Edward Teddy Daniels and his new partner Chuck we'll just go with Chuck, travel to Ashecliffe Hospital for the criminally insane on the inhospitable Shutter Island, Boston Harbor. So we're going to start off. We have Teddy. We have Teddy. I'm not going to do that. We have Teddy just throwing up and looking in the mirror. Says, "Get a hold of yourself, Teddy." And then he comes out and they're on a boat and he's meeting his partner for the first time. This already doesn't make sense to me.
Yes. And as we keep going throughout the film, there is a ton of shit where it just does not make sense. And the movie will either address it very, very quickly and very subtly, or not at all.
But they pile up. If you're looking and there's weird things, weird glances people are having with each other, and that are like tells. Whenever someone's like, "Where's Dr. Sheehan?" and then like the person looks over at Ruffalo, he's gone.
He's not here. He's the handsome one, though.
Well, and then they'll say like, he left on a boat yesterday, which is true. He left on the boat for the little round trip before they came right back.
Yeah. One thing that people like to point out, because this movie I'm not going to spoil the end because we're going to talk about it.
Okay, yeah, I see.
When we get there. Yeah. The end of this movie is a lot of contention for a lot of people. I feel like I know what happened. A lot of other people feel like they know what happened.
No, that's 100% definitely what happened.
And we're going to save it. We'll save it for the end.
But it's, and even some people that are involved in the film, like, well, yeah, duh. But and Scorsese and DiCaprio both avoided ever saying it because it's a movie. Have your opinions.
Yeah. But this movie now gets a little bit picked to death by a lot of things that people will use to justify their points. Some of them are really cool. Like when we see Teddy at the beginning of this movie, his clothes don't fit very well.
And that's because they grabbed him off of a rack.
Yes. The other thing is the first line of the movie people will point out is get a hold of yourself, Teddy.
Yeah.
It's immediately you're supposed to know by the first line that this guy's crazy and that he's trying to find himself.
Or he's really, really hungover.
On a boat.
He fell asleep on the boat, never met his partner, and then he's like, "You, Chuck?"
See, I like that a lot more.
That's the hoops I've jumped through the first time because I'll bite. I'll play along.
I don't think if you're not looking for things to be wrong in this movie the first time you watch it, you might miss that he's meeting him for the first time. Because
you're on the ride and
because the shots are so pretty.
There's no credulity band being fucked with here. It's fine.
Yeah.
This is our second movie in a row where they arrive on a boat, though.
Yeah, they do. Oh, my dude. Yeah, they do.
Oh, my dude.
My dude, they do.
And there's quickly going to be an ongoing thing with water and fire the whole time for Teddy's character as well. We find out later on that his wife set their apartment on fire, and then they moved out, and then she drowned her children. So water, he has issues with water. And one of the first things he says is like, "That's a lot of water. My stomach can't take this." Anytime there's water, he has issues, and fire kind of sets him off in a different way too.
I think the fire is more of the delusion.
Well, she also set his apartment on fire, and there's like flashbacks with ashes on her and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's true. I think it's weird. It's like fire and ice, water and fire, like the duality. I always viewed it as like the water is supposed to be his sanity and like facing the truth, whereas the fire is delving further into the delusion.
Yeah, the water is just a big trigger for him because it reminds him of the event. And there's even a scene where like a patient, she's like, "Can I get a glass of water?" And when she takes a drink of it, there is no glass in her hand. Because it's from his perspective. You're seeing what he looks at her. She has no glass in her hand. And then the next shot, she sets it down, and there is just a shot of the glass of water. There's no other reason to do that other than to show like his perspective is one, and there is a glass of water for hers.
That shot broke my brain when I was in high school and watched it for the first time.
Yeah.
I was like, there's no way Scorsese fucked up that bad. There's no way they have that big of a continuity error in the movie.
And you're right.
I paused it immediately. I didn't even get to the point where they put the glass down. I was just looking at it like, is that the cleanest glass in the world? Is the light refracting off of it just right to where it disappears in her hand?
Yeah.
I could not fathom why there wasn't a glass there at first.
And there's a lot of other things too, like the storm that does happen. There's shots like when they're in some buildings where it looks like all hell is broken loose. Water mains are gone. It's just raining. And that's what it sounds like. But when you see what's actually happening, it's just like a trickle. But the sound is like a deluge. And a lot of that, there's a lot of subtle sound designs where the world is not lining up with Teddy. His experience, it's amplified in different ways.
Yeah.
And I think that the storm is kind of manipulated as well. I think there was a storm, but when they show what happened, and it is literally like every tree has fallen over and all the patients are out. And then just shortly on later in the film, it is the most pristine, perfect lawn you'll ever see. When you have an unreliable narrator, anything goes. And that's why it's like you can speculate how much of it is real, how much of it is not, because you're dealing with somebody that is thinking they're actively somebody else and there's something happening.
Yeah, they're going to omit facts and look past facts simply because they can't handle them or they don't want to see them.
Yes. They arrive on the island to investigate the disappearance of Rachel Solando, a patient of the hospital who had drowned her 3 children. They quickly say, "You guys are not allowed to have guns on the island." And he's like, "I'm a U.S. Marshal, okay?" It's like, you're a man in a suit that doesn't fit him. They don't say that, but you don't look like a marshal.
And he gives his gun up, but then you have, what is Chuck's name? Chuck. What's his doctor name?
Dr. Sheehan.
Yeah. Sheehan can't get his out of the holster, which I thought was funny.
He hands the whole holster over.
Yeah. It's a nice little like touch to, he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's just playing a character here.
Even the guard, he's like rolling his eyes a little bit. He's like, dude,
you got to be better than this.
Well, and all the guards are holding guns right when the thing starts, and they look ready for something to happen. And Teddy's like, everyone seems a little bit on edge here. It's like, yeah, we are.
You're crazy.
You're a dangerous person, man. You are a murderer. The staff, led by psychiatrist Dr. John Cawley and his colleague Dr. Jeremiah Naring, appear uncooperative. You need permission. You can go anywhere, but you got to talk to us. And they're setting the rules, which works very well for they're hiding something. But really, so the first watch, you're kind of with him and you're like, not sure. The second watch, you see Dr. Ben Kingsley and you're like, he really cares. Yeah. He's so gentle and calm about it. And he's like letting Teddy think through stuff and kind of patient. And then you see all the other people like laughing at him or like questioning what's happening. It's really smart filmmaking.
Yeah, I forget. I watched this like last week, and there was something I didn't notice. I've seen this movie a few times. I never noticed it before. Is like it's after he's wearing the white orderly thing and he comes back into the cafeteria or whatever, and all the people are like staring at him, and like the one guy's kind of laughing. You can hear, because I had subtitles on.
Yeah, don't look at him. Don't look at him.
Don't look at him. Don't look at him.
Yeah.
One of the doctors is literally telling the other people, like, don't look at him. Like, the play is all right there. It's so much in your face the second or third time you watch it. But I had never noticed that, and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
And the whole setting, they're essentially letting this guy play like his own like version of like a D&D campaign almost.
And they don't know they kind of know what the campaign is, but he's going to be improving.
Oh yeah, quite a bit. And this is all to avoid heavy medication and lobotomies. It's trying to find a different way, a more gentle way to treat somebody's psyche.
Very much about empathy. He's like, Dr. Cawley thinks, just treating them as insane, purposely like freezing them to make them pass out, doping them up, drilling a hole in their brain might not be the best way to cure someone. And you learn, one thing this film I think is very valuable for is you're in Teddy's perspective, and you know he's like a gentle guy. You know he's someone who cares and wants good things to happen. He's a man of violence, but as far as we know, the violence that he knows that he's done was for good reasons. Yeah. And we'll talk about World War II. But we mentioned the holster and the gun. The marshals learned that Dr. Lester Sheehan, who was treating Solando, has left the island on vacation immediately after Solando disappeared. It was a scheduled vacation. What do you want us to do?
I have had these reservations at Olive Garden for 2 weeks, and I will not give them up on the mainland.
She is missing, and I am getting breadsticks.
It is bottomless pasta.
2 weeks, doctor. 2 weeks.
I will be back.
I will be back, sir. Good day. Teddy, always when anyone's questioning anything, instant like migraine headache, he starts getting like fuzzy and weird. The lights get super bright. And it's generally when someone says something that questions the reality of what it is, or if someone says a name that triggers a feeling in him, we can see his brain actively trying to reconcile and join together these different realities, and he won't. Actively like pushing it away. He receives a lot of flashbacks of his experiences as a U.S. Army soldier during the liberation of Dachau. Intense.
One of my favorite parts of the movie by far.
Looks fantastic. In as much as dead Nazi struggling to breathe and papers falling on him. It's horrible violence. And yeah, at one point Teddy's like, he's like, I don't know what that was. And my first thought was fucking justice. When they shoot all those guards, I didn't feel bad for those guards. This actually happened. This is a real thing.
Yeah.
Dachau. And there was another concentration camp. And few movies, I think, really can properly portray what train cars full of frozen bodies look like. This is horrifying. Every one of these shots, like, this is a horror film.
Yeah. It gets really intense. It is really violent and in your face, but one of the most, I would say, the best shot sequence of the entire movie. It is very thoughtful. The music that's playing over it, because there's no dialogue during the flashbacks whatsoever. It's just haunting music.
Yeah.
As well as the sound effects of the guns. But you know, the one thing that always sticks out to me in this entire sequence is the paper.
The paper's flying everywhere.
The paper's flying everywhere.
Which you can tell this is also very much someone's memory of an event, not the actual event, because he just remembers papers flying everywhere. Not somebody's literally like, paper. Just throwing them all.
They're just making it rain.
Because it's just raining papers the whole time. But he explains what happens here. He's like, we went to Dachau and we found the lead Nazi. And he tried to kill himself, but he botched it.
He pulled a little Tyler Durden.
He botched it. And I'm like, that's so Boston. Botched it. And yeah, and that's the thing that we see, him trying to kill himself and reach for the gun. And Leo takes the gun away and slowly watches this man die out. And after seeing the train cars full of people, I get it. This is the kind of thing, trauma that will profoundly affect this man. If this had been the only thing that happened in his life, this is enough to fuck him up forever.
Yes.
Teddy's got a lot more trauma coming his way, but I think this is also part of the reason he was not able to rectify. He's like, I can't even deal with what's going on at home. So he pushes his wife away a little bit there. But yeah, then they march all the guards out, and it seems very like organic. They don't even plan it. I don't think they're planning on shooting them all. They're organizing them, and Leo looks like the first one to shoot, jump the gun, and then just executed all of them.
Yeah, they just gun them all down.
And yeah, that's a day. You know, that's a thing that happened to him, and he'll never forget that, and he will relive it every day. I can't imagine.
If what happened to his family never happened, I mean, he's not going to be okay after that. I mean,
it depends on the person.
It depends on the person. I think for Teddy or for Andrew, I think this breaks his psyche. I think this is the beginning of the end for him.
Well, this definitely causes alcoholism and his inability to face difficult emotions.
Yeah, and it is just a steady downward path of losing it from there.
The part of the fiction that has been created for this event is Rachel Solando has gone missing. She was a widower. Her husband died on the beaches of Normandy. So they're kind of like padding the story around him a little bit. And she killed her kids. And she lives in a fake world where she makes everything up and people are just grocery men. You know, they're delivery drivers. And it's just Teddy, you know? They're kind of building the story around him. They go into her cell, and this is Teddy's old cell. Chuck even holds up a pair of shoes like she couldn't got far without these, and they're just large men's shoes. And Teddy goes right down to the floor tile, and he picks it up. It's like the rule of 4, and I've been ruined now by modern society because it says who is 67, and I'm like, who is 6'7"? What is 6'7"?
Dude, don't even.
I'm just saying.
It's everywhere now.
That's one of the first things that Discord brought up.
I refuse to participate in this meme.
I refuse.
I will not answer any questions about it.
We will not.
You know what? I think I've officially hit the point in my life where I'm becoming like an angry old man.
I've been there, man.
I've seen the video. The kid doesn't deserve to get bullied. He's getting bullied apparently for that video. He doesn't deserve that.
I don't know what we're talking
also,
about.
just like, I think kids in general should just be more creative because I don't think that's very good. And the rap song that was made because of the 6'7" thing, that song sucks my whole ass.
I listen to 2 Live Crew.
2 Live Crew is okay.
I'm just saying I'm saying quality of choices had never been great in the youths.
I just don't understand it when something stupid goes viral. That's my rant on 6'7". Continue.
Teddy also explains that he has vivid dreams of his wife Dolores, and she was killed in a fire in a building set by pyromaniac Andrew Latis. And Teddy explains to Chuck the reason he took this case was also to find Latis, believing he is on the island.
See, and this is where I was watching it the first time. I was like, yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't really. This is all lining up a little bit too good for you. And
you can even tell Chuck's like, okay.
Because now he's starting to he's looking for himself.
Yes.
He's come out and said it.
And Chuck doesn't know where he's going to go with some of this. So he's like, okay.
This is good.
Yeah. We'll find him. Let's find Andrew Latis. That's good. That's good, boss. He always calls him boss, which I like. It's a way of keeping him in charge, but also talking down to him a little bit. A patient's drink of water disappeared between shots. We mentioned that. Also in that shot, behind her is a guard. Behind Teddy is a guard. Behind Dr. Sheehan is not a guard.
Yes.
Kind of subtle foreshadowing what's going on there. I'm not sure if this lady and the man before that are interviewed are actually patients or they are orderlies dressed up to look like patients for him to interview. It could go either way. I don't know if they would trust patients to believably put on a show and not spoil it. But also, I mean, Teddy's brain would just deal with it and fuck it all.
There is a theory that I've subscribed to that I heard a while ago that the 2 inmates or the 2 people that they talk to, the guy and then the older woman, are actually friends of Teddy's.
Yeah.
The girl seems very
affectionate,
and, like she actually cares about him, and that's when she like writes "run" or whatever in his notebook.
Yeah.
The other guy, I think, fucks with Teddy. They definitely know each other because he immediately comes out. He starts talking about water right away.
A cup of water? She asked me for a cup of water?
And he says it.
I know what she wanted. She wanted my thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay.
And I think they probably said, like, well, just, like, don't bring up water. And he was like, I'm going to bring up water as many times as I can.
Well, and maybe they told him to. They want to push it a little bit.
Yeah, that could be that, too. I did like the theory, though, that...
She asked for a cup of water as well. We don't know specifically what is orchestrated or what is kind of left to organically happen, or if any of it happens the way we see it, because a lot of this is just Teddy's perspective.
That's true. I do like the idea, though, that they would have two people that he was familiar with while he was inside be the people that he interviews, because it's him. It's a plot hole for him. He knows these people. They know him.
And they might be more willing to help.
Yeah. They actually care about him.
But also, her story seems a little too convenient as well. She's like, she killed her husband, she says, for good reason. That story lines up with what they're trying to make him kind of come to terms with as well.
And I think that might very well be true, and that might be a reason that her and Andrew got along.
So, it's all just speculation either way.
Yeah. I do like the concept, though. I think it's very neat.
Yeah. Then they're looking for Rachel Solando outside. All the guards are just skipping rocks and just laying down.
They look so fucking bored.
Because they're not into it.
They know she doesn't exist.
It's just like, what? Whatever. Can we go in? This is stupid.
You know, we getting paid overtime for this, though, huh?
Solando suddenly resurfaces, inexplicably okay, back at the asylum. This is an orderly. This is a lady. We see her later on in the film, much later on. And she says she went for a walk, and she says, who's this man? He's like, we're looking for someone handing out communist flyers. He plays into her delusion to try and get her to come along. She hugs him. She says, my guy is dead. Who are you? Another mental break scene. But Teddy doesn't believe everything he's seeing yet. He decides he needs to break into the restricted Ward C to find Latest because Michelle Williams, Dolores, is still sending him messages like, he's here, you got to find him. And so he goes into Ward C to find him after the big storm because he sees the fences down, the power's out. He meets George Noyce, the actor for Rorschach. He appears to know him, and that's because not long ago, George Noyce was speaking with him, called him Latest, his name, and he got the shit kicked out of him. And this is a very odd scene. Ward C is
for the biggest and the baddest.
The biggest and the baddest.
Is this in the lighthouse?
No.
They
let him beat the shit out of somebody. Like Chuck gets separated from him. Sure, Chuck isn't actually able to keep up with a criminally insane Marshal World War II veteran. I can understand that.
He also probably has to do some other work at some point.
I think what happens, I think that there was a storm that was bad enough to let all of the patients out, or these are fake patients that were guards put on the story. This seems very much like it actually is happening, though, because he beats the shit out of a guy, and this guy's like, the H-bombs, you know how they work?
Radiation.
Teddy goes, hydrogen? He's like, yeah, you're smart. But he's like, they don't explode, they implode. And there's a lot of really fun little like micro monologues. There's one about this, there's one about lobotomies, there's one about robot soldiers, and all of these are fun.
I think this is my favorite, the explosion versus the implosion.
Yeah.
Because it really does have to deal with like whether, you know, Teddy is swinging on a line here. You don't know if he's going to explode and be violent outwards, which he has because this guy called him Latest and he beat the fuck out of him.
Yeah,
or if he implodes because realizing what he's done and the facade goes away, what would happen to him?
And how much of it's real?
Yes.
Is George Noyce, he's still locked up.
I have a theory that
all of the other cells unlock except George Noyce's?
I don't think this scene is real. For the simple fact that for the entire movie, Teddy doesn't have cigarettes. He is bumming.
And he never has his own matches.
never has his own matches. Chuck or somebody else always lights a cigarette for him. And now, magically, he has matches.
And he's by himself.
I think this is all in his head to further the delusion and keep him going in his fantasy world.
It's confusing, too, because he's like, when he comes forward and gets in the light, he's like, George? And he says it like we're supposed to know who he is. And I'm like, maybe I missed something. But apparently he's his friend from the mainland. How did they get you here? I'm going to get you out. Don't worry, George. Everything will be fine. And George, I don't know. Everything, I think you're right. I think it's all kind of not there.
I think it's getting his friend locked up here makes the doctor, not I forget his name, Ben Kingsley, look more evil.
Yeah.
To his mind, because it's almost like his body is fighting an infection. Like he is being forced to deal with what he's done in his own life. And this fantasy is like the micro antibodies that are keeping that shit away from him, helping him live in his comfortable fantasy world where he doesn't have to deal with what he's done, and creating this character, giving him more ammunition to go against Kingsley as a violent, vicious doctor who's locking people away and letting them get the shit kicked out of them. And
they're lying to you, Marshall.
Yeah.
They take him out to the lighthouse and you don't see him anymore. Lots of that. Lots of the conspiracies building. No one's to be trusted on the island. He even says, your partner? Did you know him before? He's like, he's a marshal. Did you know him before this? There's a lot of that. Now he doesn't trust Chuck because Chuck has also disappeared.
Yeah.
And then Dolores shows up in the cell and says, you got to figure this out, Teddy. Latest is here. He's at the lighthouse. And now that's the thing. Now he's fixated on the lighthouse. That'll be his solution. And he gets out of the situation, runs back into Chuck. He's like, where were you? He's like, I made a stop down in documents and I got this. It's an intake form. So this is he's trying to like play dungeon master.
Yeah.
I found this clue and you need to look into this.
Good improv, Chuck. Good improv.
And Teddy's like, okay, I'll look at it later.
Yeah, because he doesn't trust them anymore.
I don't want that. We're going to take a look at the lighthouse.
I got my own matches. I don't need you. Why don't you just go back?
It's very Sam and Frodo. It's you, Chuck. Teddy and Chuck climb the cliffs toward the lighthouse but get separated. Believing he sees Chuck's body on the rocks below, Teddy climbs down. Chuck's body is not down there. And he sees a fire in a cave. And this, to me, is maybe the most convincing scene to make me question any other theories. The other Rachel Solando that's in a cave by it, like having a fire down here. She's older. She's like, yeah, I was a doctor. And she gives enough, like, little bits of theoretical evidence. It's all speculative. That I'm like, sounds fun. Like, maybe.
It could, see, this is the main reason I say that the fire in the film is the delusion. Because the fire is separating the two of them. And it is in the shots where if you're looking...
Her face, very much.
It's all dancing in front of her. I think it's him looking directly at his delusion and creating more and more believable ends or more and more believable avenues for him to travel down.
One idea I like about this is... He's gotten to the point now where she starts saying they scoop out parts of your brain. They like make it go numb so they can make soldiers who do whatever they want. They take away your memories. And I'm like, yeah, that does check out. Rather than anyone admit we have a mental health problem in this country, let's believe in conspiracy theories and fucking alien shit.
Yeah.
Anything other than face the truth. And Teddy's out there right now. He's in a cave pretending there's a fire, talking to nobody. He's like, yeah, maybe they're making robot soldiers. They're taking their memories.
Yeah, because I don't think there's a fire in that cave. I don't think he's talking to no one. I think he's huddled in a cave, hallucinating a fire and a woman, freezing his ass off.
And in hindsight, yes, when we're watching it, it's very apparent.
Yeah.
But the first time I watched this movie, I could be like, I like the argument both ways because we haven't decided yet. It's clearly Teddy's got issues, but I also, part of me really wants to believe that there's something else as well. Like there is shady shit going on at Ashecliffe outside of Teddy's thing. I don't think there is, but I want to. I want to find some theories and hold on to it. But the movie is actually just a straightforward tale of trying to be empathetic towards people with mental health issues and trauma. But maybe there's alien robot soldiers.
I remember the first time I watched it, I did guess that he was crazy almost immediately because it made more sense, especially as the movie went on.
His brain is falling apart every scene.
I remember the first time I watched it, I don't remember exactly what I was thinking, but I always kept going back to like, are they like putting something in the water? Are they like drugging him to make the movie not make sense?
Well, and that's why she's like, you take anything? Like aspirin? Tell me you haven't been smoking their cigarettes.
Which is just shit a crazy person would think.
But she also makes that argument right beforehand. Once you're labeled insane, then everything you say is now part of that insanity.
Yeah.
You can't escape it. And I'm just like, keep cooking, lady. You are a good delusion. I'm into you.
Keep cooking.
If you were on Facebook, I would keep clicking to get deep down this rabbit hole. When he comes back, he gets picked up by the warden, Buffalo Bill, the dad from The Hills Have Eyes. And this guy, he is deliciously evil.
Yeah.
You're a man of violence. I know. I'm a man of violence. If I tried to bite your eye out right now, could you stop me? And Teddy looks over, is like, try it. He's like, that's the spirit. I love his speak on violence and evil. And he's like, we're good at it. Like, this is who we are. This is what we do. His whole little monologue, there's a lot of these just like isolated scenes where he lets actors cook and just have fun. And it's just flavor text. It's not really coming back to any of like the core plot. It's just fun.
It's fun if you look at it in the lens that this guy thinks the whole production is stupid. And he gets
a little time alone with Crazy Man. And he's like, let's talk.
Yeah. That's how I viewed this scene. Where he's like, I'm not even going to fucking play. This guy's violent. I want to fucking dance with him.
He's like, oh, I know you're crazy. I'm fucking crazy too, man. I love it. I love this scene.
Yeah,
that actor's so fun.
Oh, he needs to be in more stuff.
He's in
a lot.
Wasn't he in Con Air?
See, I thought he was Swamp Thing. He's not. I'm pretty sure it's not Swamp Thing.
No, he's not Swamp Thing. I thought he was in Con Air as well. He is in a lot, though. They return to the hospital. When he asks about Chuck, Dr. Colley's like, you don't have a partner. And at this point, Colley's like, all right, I think the story's had enough room. We're going to really just push it to the conclusion. We have Olive Garden reservations. Yeah. We got to be done in the next couple hours.
I got a tea time.
It's bottomless breadsticks. I don't have time to explain why this means a lot to you. Colley insists that Teddy was here by himself and there never was a Chuck. And he even like subtly hints at imagining someone is something a crazy person would say. So what were you saying, Marshall? Nothing. I'm heading to the ferry.
They just start boxing him in very slowly.
And he's by himself now, and they're trying to get to the conclusion. I don't think they don't expect him to do what he does here, where he stabs the other doctor, who he believes is a Nazi. He's at least a German, and
who's the only character I really did not like in this film. Out of all the villains that you could possibly have, I was like, that dude's a dick. I don't like that guy.
We don't know if he was a Nazi. If he was, that's bad. But he is the doctor that, no, he should be lobotomized. Yeah, this guy's dangerous. And he's not wrong.
He's not wrong at all.
The amount of people that are getting concussions from this experiment is very not okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of CTE going around now.
There's a lot of it. And I kind of understand where he's coming from. But on the way out, he bumps into him and he's going to like jab him with a sedative. And then Teddy gets it and fucking slams it into his arm. And I'm like, yeah, this is a dangerous guy. He's pretty bad.
Maybe the whole fantasy world was not a great idea. We should probably have some more guards in the lighthouse.
It's bad. Convinced Chuck was taken to the lighthouse. He heads out there, but he gets to the lighthouse. He takes the gun away from a guard. We found out it's not a loaded gun.
Thank God.
He beats the shit out of him, though. He knocks him out.
Yep.
That guy has issues now too, man.
He also blows up a car at one point.
He blows the car up, yeah.
Yeah, he does like Molotov cocktail. He turns a car into a Molotov cocktail, essentially.
I like his line, though. Honey, I love you. I know this was a gift, but this is the ugliest tie ever. I'm like, good. You're saying what we're all been thinking.
Thank you. Yes.
Yes. He blows up the car. And the first thing Dr. Colley, not the first thing, the first thing Dr. Colley says is, why are you so wet, baby? Which I'm like, just let it sink in for a second, dude. You're coming in hard. But then he's like, I love that car. How am I going to drive to Olive Garden? This is bullshit.
I loved that car.
Colley, he believes at this point Dr. Colley is experimenting on him, but Colley denies this. He says that Rachel Solando never existed. Teddy has not been drugged. In fact, he's undrugged right now. He is having extra delusions because he's off of the drugs he was on, which is, I think I wrote those down somewhere on here. The medication that Teddy Daniels was on is chlorpromazine, brand named Thorazine. The psychotropic medication was released as the first ever typical antipsychotic to treat schizophrenia and bipolar in 1953. At the time, it was a revolutionary discovery, largely replacing the barbaric prefrontal lobotomy, and led to numerous classes of new medications, such as tricyclic antidepressants. He's saying a lot of what you're feeling right now, your hand shaking, your delusions, is because you're actually not on drugs. And this is a fabrication. And then he does the Law of Four, where he does the fucking I am Lord Voldemort wand wave. And I'm like, it works in a book. I can see this working in a book. I don't ever want to see it in a movie.
Yeah, it's always dumb. It's always stupid when they like, oh, you move some letters around. Oh, you bitch, you think you're real smart.
Edward Daniels, more like Andrew Latus, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, it would be cooler if the names weren't anagrams of each other, but it would be like, all right, so describe Andrew Latus to me. And he's like, well, he's got a big ass fucking scar across his face, like the scar on your eyebrow. Like, just start breaking it down that way.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he was in Germany for the war. Where were you? Do you see the similarities? Like, start breaking it down that way rather than your name.
And he goes, all right, where's Chuck?
Yes.
Enter Chuck. Hey there, boss. No, Chuck, you betrayed me too. Dr. Sheen comes in and he's like, we're trying to help you. We're doing everything we can. And Latus is still like, no, you're lying to me. Something's wrong here. I saw a woman out in a cave. And to them, they must be like, oh, God, what happened? We lost him again. He takes a gun off of the table. He's like, thinks it's his gun. He's like, I recognize this gun. It's my gun. And he thinks he shoots Dr. Colley. There's blood. Nothing happened. He's fine. And then he takes the gun and it just snaps in half. This is a point where he's actively trying to kill you, and he's still like pushing the treatment. At this point, he holds up pictures of his dead children. What about her? What about your daughter? And we've seen flashbacks of her. She's been intermingled in with the WW2 stuff, and now at this point, we are going to receive the full flashback sequence of the event. This is my favorite Leonardo DiCaprio performance in any film.
Really?
His range, his subtleties when he's like starting to experience things, but like the absolute heartbreak of this scene and a lot of the subtle stuff he does. This is him acting his fucking heart out.
He does kill it in this.
Other things that they feel more overt and they feel a little more forced. This is just like a broken man. But Teddy comes back to his lake cabin. He was on a mission. He says, like, we had to stop at 10 spots on the way home. First thing he does, gets some whiskey or something, pours it in a glass and downs it. He finds her outside. Why are you all wet, baby? And you can tell she is cuckoo bananas.
Yeah, and you can tell that he knows that something's wrong the way he says that line, too, because it's not like, why are you all wet, baby? Like, it's not cheery. It is very kind of confused and almost accusatory.
He knows. Like, he's been told he needs to get something done to take care of her before. She tried to set their apartment on fire. And he explains that prior to this, she had said she feels like there's an insect on her brain clicking, clacking, and like bouncing around her brain and pulling on strings. Maybe do something.
Yeah.
But he is unwilling to take the woman he loves and put her somewhere in an asylum. He is unwilling to face these things. He's gone through trauma. He is an alcoholic. He has so many issues that he's unwilling to deal with. So he doesn't handle this situation. Where are the kids? You see in the water 3 little bodies floating face down. And when he goes out there and he slowly picks them up and he's holding all 3 of them and he like screams, fucking gutted, dude. I'm gutted.
Dude, it's so intense.
It's so brutal. Just the wails that I think only like I'm not a parent yet, but like I can't imagine your 3 children all gone in an instant.
And the woman that you love is responsible for it. It is entire like family annihilation, just fucking comet
implosion.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
Well, and he's setting them down and putting them just like, what do you do? He sets them down and he's kind of like just putting their arms together. And she's like, we could take them inside and dry them off and change their clothes. They could be our own living dolls. And he looks over, he's like, if you ever love me, you're going to just be quiet. Like, please just shut the fuck up right now. This is
I gotta think.
And yeah, I mean, she's going off the deep end. She's talking about crazy stuff and he shoots her. There's no way out of the situation. And I see where he's coming from. The woman he loves, she's that far gone. She'll never be okay again. I don't know, 50 years of therapy, potentially maybe she could find peace. That's a lot.
Yeah, because then, I mean, especially back then too, like there's not much they're going to be. She's going to get a lobotomy.
But this is what the film is trying to teach us, is trying to be empathetic and look at the person and try and help them through these things instead of just ignore them and lock them away. All that being said, he shoots her. I understand his decision in this horrible moment.
Yeah.
And then when he starts coming to, and he's in a room, and Collie and Sheena, they're like, who are you? I'm Angelatus. This happened in this year. This happened. I know who I am. And he's like, I was told about her. I was aware. I did nothing. I killed the kids. It's my fault that they were in this situation. It's all on me. And I'll be someone else, man. I'm fucking Enrique Cordoles. I am a international espionage king now. I am no longer facing anything. Because shit, man, that is a lot to carry. On top of his WW2 stuff, man.
Yeah. What are you gonna do? I mean, the guilt rings true that you do feel responsible. You're the one that killed him because you didn't get your wife help. At the same time, it's protecting your wife. You know, you loved her, and you don't want to admit that she did anything wrong. You lying protects her, kind of clears her image, and you're already a monster because you killed her. Why not be the full monster?
Yeah.
It's like doing what you can in their death to save the image when you should have just got her help and avoided it all along. Sad.
It's horrible. He has he had a rough morning there.
Yeah, at least he got to go on an adventure, though.
Yeah. They said that they tried to do this with him before, and it didn't stick. They're like, this is our last chance. If you can't accept who you are and try and we can try and move forward together in a capacity. If you can't admit that this happened, you're Andrew Latus, they're going to lobotomize you. That's it. And you'll be gone. And we want this to work because we care about you. We were trying to find a better way to take care of people. And so he knows 100% there. We see him then smoking a cigarette out in front of Ashecliffe. And it is the most serene, beautiful green. There wasn't a storm here recently. Something was weird about that because it looks nice. And at this point, they're not sure if the delusion is stuck yet or if he's cured. And Dr. Sheen comes and sits by him. And the performance just screaming that he's now Andrew Laeddis and he's aware of what's going on.
This is also very subtly my favorite Ruffalo performance of the entire movie, because it's the sadness that he portrays very subtly. I mean, it's not subtle; it's all written all over his face. But my heart breaks for Chuck in this moment.
And what's Laeddis says something like, "So what's the next step? How are we gonna get off of this island and find Andrew?"
He's jumped right back into Teddy and the delusion.
And Chuck kind of sighs and he looks over and he shakes his head a little bit. And then Laeddis,
I don't know, boss. And then he gives him a cigarette, right?
And Laeddis says the line, and he asks him, "Do you think it'd be better to live as a monster or to die as a good man?" And it's like a real subtle look where you can tell he's locked in, and he turns away really quick because I think he knew he was kind of giving himself away. And Chuck looks a little bit like, "Wait, what'd you say?" And then Laeddis gets up. And Scorsese has said this is the line that made him do the movie. It's original. This wasn't actually in the book.
It's a fucking clever ass way to end the movie.
Well, and it's true. Would you rather live going forward knowing this happened and you're a monster, or just get lobotomized about it? And I get where he's coming from too, man.
Yeah, because he's essentially I think he thinks he's going to get lobotomized no matter what, and
he knows he won't.
Well, if he says that he's Andrew Laeddis and that he comes to grips with everything, yeah. Do you want to live as that monster, or can I die as Teddy?
Well, yeah, but he's not going to get lobotomized no matter what. If he admits that he knows who he is now and is ready to become Andrew Laeddis, he's not going to get lobotomized. He'll still be locked up, and there will be treatment. But this is a thing where if the delusion is still intact, they have to lobotomize him. Yeah, and he knows who he is now. He's fully accepted that he's Laeddis, but he pretends he's not because he wants to be lobotomized.
Yeah. I'd rather die as Teddy, too.
Yeah, I was Enrique for a while. He was cool.
Yeah.
To go back to being him for a bit. Heartbreaking film.
Yeah, and that's where I don't really get the contention with the ending, because I feel like it's really cut or dry. It's really cut and dry. We just kind of laid it out for you. We're on the same page agreeing. There's people who are like, he doesn't know that he's crazy.
No, if people would know how to read context clues and storytelling, then it even goes to Inception, where at the end of the film, is his totem going to fall or stay up?
It doesn't matter.
The point is, he's accepted.
Yeah.
And even if you want to get arbitrary, it starts to wiggle, it starts to wobble, and it almost falls over, which means it starts to lose perfect spin.
Plus,
but the point,
it's not even his totem. To continue,
I don't know. The idea is the whole idea of the film is that one line, and I think it's incredibly obvious and apparent. It's rare to find someone that actually wants to do that. I think they're being contrarian and wanting to make an argument.
That, or the fact that he knew he was crazy the entire time and he was just having a big last hurrah. And I was like, that doesn't
describe any of the delusions. I think the movie, the mysteries are actually all laid bare. Everything is fairly explained. You can do a second watch through, which is fun, because now you know all the performances are what's actually motivating everything. There's a lot of lines where Chuck is a bad actor. I don't care what we got to do, boss. We'll not buy the books. I don't care. And it's just very boring. It's like, oh, you don't know how to sound like a badass because you're a doctor. But it's actually Mark Ruffalo being a good actor because he shouldn't know. But the first time you're watching, you're like, he doesn't seem that motivated. Ruffalo's phoning it in. He just doesn't know how to be a badass. That's all it is.
Yeah, and all the eyeline stuff too, especially when when Chuck is sitting there and they're asking him where the doctor went, and you have characters looking at him I don't know what to say right now. Mm-hmm. And then he's just sitting there smiling, waiting for you to deliver your next line.
There's one where he's they're trying to call off the island. It's like, oh, keep trying. And they start walking away, and the guy turns around to see if they're gone yet so he can quit pretending.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that. It's a great film. I love the Teddy character is heartbreaking. The idea of empathy, the idea of mental illness being explored in a way that's treating them more like humans, like they are. I support all of these things. The trauma of the character, I think, is just wonderfully portrayed through the acting and through the storytelling. All the cinematography is perfect. It's less flashy than a lot of Scorsese films. There's a lot of less like fun, crazy, weird camera moves, but it serves the story.
There's no push-pull. No push-pull in this movie, which is shocking.
That'd be too obvious.
Yeah, the Andrew Latis is Teddy, and then the giant push-pull in the lighthouse would have been just
too much.
Yeah.
There is a lot of subtle little continuity errors, which are actually not continuity errors because you know what's actually happening here. Times when Chuck's dialogue isn't matching up properly, weird little freeze frame moments. There's a lot of that going on, and that's Scorsese having fun with the vocabulary of cinema. I think it is a perfect film. It's just less compelling than a lot of his other, I think, more personal works. This is very much just like a fun, pulpy movie. And you know what, Scorsese? You've earned it. You can do what you want.
Yeah.
Except Hugo. Hugo was a weird one. That's when he made a 3D kids film.
I do really enjoy this movie. It was marketed to me as a straight-up horror film and a Scorsese horror film. I was like...
The trailer fucks.
Yeah, the trailer fucks hard.
It's got, like, what's going on up there, just like the bump, bump, bump. And there's that lady, like, doing the shh.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know what's going on up there, but I want to know now.
I really enjoyed it. I do think that it is a perfectly executed film. It sticks the landing 100%. It teases you and tricks you all the way through it. And on a second and third rewatch, you can even find things that you didn't realize were happening or that happened right in front of you and you just weren't paying attention to it. Like you say, playing with the vocabulary of film, I think absolutely to a T. The weird continuity errors and the little fun gimmicky stuff that he's doing, the meta stuff that's like the performance in the movie.
Yeah.
Is so much fun to watch. I really enjoyed rewatching it because it's been a few years since I've seen it. But yeah, it's just Scorsese and DiCaprio just always cooking every time they get together.
Yeah. And this is, like I said, this is my favorite work of DiCaprio's. He has a vulnerability in a range that is very intense, and he turns it on lightning quick here and there. Feels like a very lived-in real character instead of it's Leo. This doesn't feel like Leo. It feels like Teddy.
Yeah,
who's actually not Teddy, but
Leo does kind of feel
always like Leo
a little bit, and I think he's kind of gotten a little bit of Flandernized. What is the term from Simpsons?
Yeah.
Flanderized.
Yeah.
After Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, like the DiCaprio is like the Mimi kind of character. And especially after I watched One Battle After Another, he's fantastic in that. I really
need to see it.
I still love every time DiCaprio is on film. It's not like he's a Ben Affleck, where every time Ben Affleck is in a movie, I'm like, oh, it's just Ben Affleck. I can't see anybody else but Ben Affleck.
Gone Girl. But he is just Ben Affleck in that film.
No, that's Casey Affleck.
No, that's Ben Affleck. Casey Affleck is...
No, Ben Affleck directed Gone Girl.
No, David Fincher directed Gone Girl.
Oh, I'm thinking of Gone Baby Gone.
Yes.
Yeah, my bad.
I'm like, don't fight me right now.
I was like so confused. I'm like, that's a great movie. They're both great movies.
This movie was released on February 19th, 2010. For a budget of $80 million, the film at a box office of $294.8 million, the second most profitable Scorsese film of all time.
A pulpy DiCaprio movie will get you.
What do you think was the most profitable?
The most profitable Scorsese movie of all time?
Yeah, this is number 2.
Silence.
You're a fucker. Yeah, it's 3 hours fucking Catholics in 1800s Japan.
No, I would say
1700s.
I want to say it's probably Casino, but I'm going to say Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
Yep. That movie was like 400 million something.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
Spin-offs?
Really?
A Shutter Island video game was released on the PC in 2010.
No shit.
It's just like a point-and-click solve puzzles thing. Really bad. In August 2014, Paramount Television and HBO were reported to be developing a prequel TV series called Ashecliffe. Thank God that, well, it would have been fine maybe, but I'm glad it didn't happen.
I mean, it's just like not everything needs a spin-off.
Yeah.
I mean,
the same asylum.
The best story that this place has to offer, we've already seen.
The last episode of the TV series would be, we had another new one, some guy named Latis.
Yeah.
Womp, womp, womp.
And then you have
And then it'll go like a bomb, bomb, bomb.
And then they paid Leonardo DiCaprio $20 million for 5 seconds of screen time where they digitally de-age him.
Yes. Thank God they didn't. Let's rank this movie.
Interesting. I wonder where it's going to land.
Out of 63 films, we'll go in the middle. Dracula by Bram Stoker or Shutter Island?
Shutter Island. Bram Stoker's Dracula?
Fucking love that movie. It's
I know.
so stylish. I love you too much. I'll go Shutter Island. That's a close one, though. Kill Bill 1.
Kill Bill 1.
Kill Bill 1. Shrek.
Shutter Island.
Shutter Island. Con Air.
I'll go Shutter Island. Con Air is an incredible film.
It's hot garbage.
Shutter Island is much more artistic.
That puts Shutter Island at number 31 out of 63, right in the middle.
Damn.
So that's good. This was a vote. I'm going to do a vanity pick for the next one.
Are we doing Frankenstein?
Frankenstein.
Yeah, I figured that'd be coming pretty quick.
I have feelings. Now, that's my favorite book of all time.
Yeah. So
And I have been chasing a good adaptation for a long time.
yeah, Guillermo del Toro, like
It's beautiful.
so Nosferatu, Robert Eggers' Nosferatu or Del Toro's Frankenstein. Which one do you like more?
Well, yeah, we'll have to talk. So we'll do Frankenstein next, and then you get a vote and a vanity pick. The next two.
Ooh, I get a vote and a vanity
Well, for
pick.
the next two, since I got these two in a row.
Okay.
Yes.
Vanity pick will be interesting. I wonder what I'm going to pick.
Special thanks to Patreon executive producers Phil Wright, Brian Ward, Ryan Christianick, Kip Kipper, Jordan Hoff, Kelly Gutowski, Phil Just Red Bear Phil. Thanks, Tyler. Justin Melly, Just Sonic, Spetsnaz, Ejot, and Tony DePepperoni. We appreciate your support. If you want access to bonus episodes of Popcorn Dogs, check out patreon.com/hairofthedogcast and get access to a bunch of bonus content. We appreciate you. If you see somebody that is acting crazy, maybe they are.
If you see,
Just go along with it. Just pretend you're part of their delusion.
judging by his fashion sense, oversized suits, that means everybody who was drafted the same year as LeBron James is certifiably insane.
David Byrne, Talking Heads.
Yeah. Well, we know he's crazy, but he's like that good kind of crazy.
He's not good crazy. Yeah. And next time we have a vote for Scorsese, I'm going to curate the list a little bit because I want to talk about specific Scorsese films, like Bringing Out the Dead featuring Nicolas Cage.
I might just do my pick as Nicolas Cage films.
All right. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.